This is Karl talking management for the Globe Mail. Today I'm particularly delighted to speak to Brian Fetherstonhaugh, who's the CEO and chairman of OgilvyOne in New York City. Brian, you get to spend a lot of time with the younger generation around the world. Have you noticed that there's any differences between them and the generation just before?
Absolutely. So a couple of observations. The average age in our company is in its late 20s, and in Asia and other parts of the world it's even younger. So we have a very young population. And a couple of things that are different from certainly the world that I grew up in. One is the convergence between work and play. And so this separation where you go home and your friends are outside of work, it's a different environment. I think that these are quite converged. And so in our business, we brought back things we haven't had in a long time. You know, Thirsty Thursdays and Wet Wednesdays were actually work-based social environments where people can connect with others and their colleagues and sort of bring back some play into the workplace. Has been really successful for us and tremendous response from our young employee population. I think another massive difference is the need for transparency among the millennial employee population. It's not okay for those big bosses to have little quiet meetings and to keep things from the employee base. There used to be an acknowledged separation that, you know, those are big management conversations. It's that separation is no longer accepted. So the expectation from a millennial employee is almost full transparency, authentic communications. If the company's going through hard times, tell me about them. If the company's going through good times, tell me about them and why that's happening. So I think the expectation of transparency is much higher. Those are two key ones.
So how can you be authentic at work without being either a jerk or, you know, just giving away too many things? How can you be authentic?
I think that people deserve grown-up conversations on almost any topic. I think that people sometimes fall to either extreme. They hold back the information because the employees aren't ready or mature enough to hear it. I think that's a mistake. On the other side, people share but fail to manage the expectation side. So I think the best leaders find a way of giving authentic information, but also letting people know some of the reasons why and the consequences. So when you have a revenue slowdown, you're going to have to let people go in most organizations. You can hide behind that and say, you know, new revenues are coming and that's all magical. I don't think that's fair to people. And certainly the best leaders I've seen will take on, here's what's happening with our business, here are the consequences. We will have to make adjustments in our employee talent base, and then have individual counseling to people, making sure you get to the people you want to get to and want to be a part of that future new reshaped company. You need to get to them one-to-one right away. Let them know they're safe, let them know they're valued, but you owe the big message. You have to tell people what's going on. And one of the realizations in the social media driven world is, even if you don't want to talk about it, the company is talking about it. You don't control all the information. It's out there, whether you decide to show it or not.